Hey VIPs, it's Bebop here, and it's been a little while since I've had a chance to update you on what's been going on with RDY VIP, and so it's time for a little news and announcements to catch you up. First and foremost, let me say thank you to all of the people who helped us get our media creds. All the likes and shares and posting to your stories made a huge difference. It helps us keep RDY VIP out in front of the people. We're a grassroots movement, and so every one of your likes and comments really matter to us here in RDY VIP. And Coconino was absolutely incredible. I'm going to show some clips and some videos and pictures of some of my favorite moments. We got a nice cabin out there. It's right off of the Pepsi Amphitheater, which is absolutely beautiful. I love all of the grass and the trees and the open air. You know, we brought our wind couch and our blanket and just kind of set up shop, but it's such a free roam area. There's plenty of places to go and flow and to meet people and go down into the pit. And so we got to see a ton of the artists too. One of the great things about a cozy festival like this is, you know, getting to run into some of the artists as they're, you know, hanging out there in the Pepsi Amphitheater. Shout out to Mystic Methods. I, jumped out of my skin when I saw them. I was so excited. I got to give them a runestone and, just make a great connection. I am going to interview them in the future, and we're cooking up something really special that has never been done before in RDY VIP, and I don't know if it's really ever been done in the EDM scene. We're going to do something that is really going to blow your mind, so stay tuned for that. Shout out to Mystic Methods. Those guys are incredible, and their music is sick. Definitely check them out. We also got to run into Blossom just by chance. You're out there hanging out, and people walk by, and in her bright pink hair, you couldn't miss her. And so Claire saw her. We got to give her a Blossom candy that was 3D printed by our friend Raina, and it looked super cool. She was really excited to receive it. We got to see her and get her to sign my ducky, and her set was incredible. I love D&B, and I think having her kind of vibe and the energy that she brought was perfect for Coconino. They really nailed that one on the head. We also got a meet and greet with Nightmare, which was won by Claire Ferry, Claire, the other half of RDY VIP, and shout out to her for that because it was better than we could have ever expected. Dylan came and grabbed us, and we walked back there, and he just kind of primed us up that we had a few minutes to talk and chit chat. And Nightmare came out as the most humble, amazing person. I was, he's one of my musical heroes, and kind of where Claire and I started our EDM journey back into this scene here in Arizona. And so seeing him in person was such a full circle moment for me, and he was such a, just humble genius. I love talking to people who are really passionate about their music. We got to give him a perler, which was made by our friend Jamie. It was huge and beautiful, and so excited to share that excitement with him about how much our community loves his music. And I got to give him a runestone as well, which is always one of my favorite trinkets to give out, these little gemstones with some meaning behind it, a little seed of positivity for them to take with them. And then, so here's my little funny story with that. I asked him, I know it's a little taboo to ask a DJ, a request, and he's like, oh no, what's your request? And I said, can you play that song with Subtronics? And he was like, one of my songs? And I was like, yeah, one of your songs. And I couldn't remember the name, but we had just listened to it, on the way up to Coconino, and we're like, okay, if he plays Nuclear Bass Face, that is going to be incredible. The right vibe for Coconino, and it's one of our favorite songs. And he was like, you can request one of my songs anytime. And then as we're leaving, Ray Volpe starts to walk up, and so what do? I have a Ray Volpe candy on my bracelet that's 3D printed, one of his Volpatron heads. And so I go, hey Nightmare, can you do me a favor and give this candy to Ray Volpe? And he's like, sure, I got you, being the dopest person he is. And he goes over to Ray and he gives him the candy, and he's like, hey, it's from those guys over there. So then Ray walks up and starts chatting with us. And, you know, of course, he's 7 foot tall in real life. Anybody who's ever seen Ray Volpe knows the man is just an absolute giant. And so continuing on that joke, I told him, hey, I heard you beat up Shaq. And he's like, yeah, I took him on and won. And it was like stepping straight out of their like promo video and into real life. And he was so cool. You know, got to take a picture. He signed my ducky as well as Nightmare, right on the top for those kings. And I, you know, walked out of that elated. It couldn't have gone better. I know Claire was just ecstatic to, you know, be part of that moment as well, and to get to meet him and tell him how much the music means to us. So also hanging out all weekend, you know, the vibes with the crew were incredible. On day 1 and day 2, we took some time ahead of time to do photo shoots. Our girls dressed up as Ewoks on the first day, and then mushrooms on day 2. And so, you know, we had to capture the vibe. And so we went out in the woods, and there's Ewoks poking around trees, holding, you know, the staffs, full gremlin mode. And so I'm going to show some of those pictures and videos here, of course. But then, you know, we get to the event, and it's such a vibe. You know, people are in costume. We saw all kinds of great like outfits and lots of like taking pictures. Then on day 2, like the mushroom outfits, you know, there were a lot of other mushrooms, and so I think there was like, you know, kind of this community draw that like we all hang out and take a picture. It's like, this is another mushroom, let's get together. And so I think that there's some fun like camaraderie that goes along with dressing for the occasion, and then like, you know, enjoying and sharing that with the other people, because fashion is such a big part of what we do and the festivals and the, you know, experience of it all, that it feels good to share that same kind of excitement and love for what we do with other people who also love it too. And so coming back from Coconino, I am hitting it hard, as you guys know, and you have probably seen, but maybe not. I just recently was added as a Relentless Beats promoter. And so this is, you know, I wouldn't say I'm new to the promotion game, but certainly now stepping up into the arena with Relentless Beats, there's going to be a lot more content coming down the lines, because of course they have so many shows. I'm personally connected to the Sun Bar and Maya Day Club. So if you can, every time you use a ticket, use code RDYVIP. No space, no underscore, just RDYVIP. It makes a difference. It's a huge thing for myself as a promoter to be part of this system. And so I really want to, one, extend that to the community and share that discount and get the people in our tribe connected. But it also helps my standing, you know, this kind of stuff, you know, it gets monitored and they track how many times your code's used. And there's a leaderboard, right? And we have such an incredibly fervent, beautiful tribe that I would just love for us to be on the leaderboard, because it just shows that, like, you know, we show up, we support, and we go the hardest, because that's what makes you the VIP. It's not because, you know, your name's on the poster, but because of the vibes that you bring. And so I want all of our VIPs to be at every show. So if you're using my code for anything Relentless Beats, whether it's festivals, Maya, or Sun Bar, definitely put in RDYVIP. And being part of the, you know, Relentless team has been really awesome. They've been super welcoming. The other promoters are super, you know, kind and sharing information. So shout out to all of you guys. I can't wait to work with everybody. And there's so many great shows lined up. So we are going to talk a little bit about some of those shows, and I'm going to dive into some of the favorite artists that I have on those lineups and what you can expect. Sun Bar is actually one of my favorite venues. I've met so many of my favorite artists just hanging out to the end, and then them coming out and like signing my duck or letting me give them candy and just having that moment. going all the way back to, you know, meeting Modestep in person and just going, oh wow, like I can literally get this close, like right up on the rail and see some of my favorite artists. So Sunbar is beautiful for this. Like the community really comes out. Even in a small, you know, kind of basement rave feel, there's still people doing flow, and you know, sometimes it's shoulder to shoulder. The headliners can really pack the house. Sometimes there's plenty of space to like meet and, you know, trade candy and be part of that community. And so I really like Sunbar for that. First up on my highlight list is Dirt Monkey. You know, I've seen him before at Mesa Amphitheater, and I can tell you he's one of my favorite artists that just brings that mix of wonky dubstep rhythm, that funky space vibe that we love so much here in Arizona. And I say it all the time, you've probably heard it before on RDY VIP, but people release new music before they come to Arizona. We are a test bed for a lot of the bigger scenes. You know, when people come here, you'll hear parts of their set from their Lost Land set or from their EDC set, because they're really able to get up close and personal and see the crowd reaction and see just how their pop hits. And so it's one of those places where if you want to hear the new music, you want to hear people's new releases or their experimental stuff, Sunbar's a great place for that. I have no doubt that Dirt Monkey, when he gets here on the 18th of July, is going to do exactly that. He's going to dive into just the immersive side of his wonky dubstep. My next highlight is Versa. This is a name that I have heard over and over and over again in our circles, where people have come to me and, are you going to the Versa show? I haven't seen Versa yet, but he's definitely on the top of my list of sets I want to see here in Arizona. And Sunbar seems like the perfect place to get that like up close and personal feel for his music. One of my favorite artists, and one of Claire's favorite artists too, that we absolutely love to see on the lineup is Mary Droppins. I know that when she comes, she's gonna bring, you know, a high tempo, exciting energy style set that's gonna have the whole place just shaking. And she's an artist that when we see her on the lineup, we're also happy to see, like, you know, quality female DJs out there crushing the scene. And so highly recommend her set. Definitely go out and check her at Sunbar. She'll be here on the 31st of July, so last day of the month here. The August lineup is absolutely insane. Sullivan King on the lineup, are you kidding me? That is a name that I have only seen from a distance on big festival stages, and whether he's shredding the guitar at Decadence or the insane like visual performance he has with the pyro and everything, Sullivan King brings one of the best live performances. And his mix of heavy rock and roll style dubstep is so unique, and really just one of the shows that superstars bringing to Sunbar will blow your mind. So check him out August 8th at Sunbar. That's one you definitely don't want to miss. And it's probably going to be a packed house, so bring your fans, you know, dress appropriately. It's going to get hot in there, because when you have that many people, all you can do is dance it away. So the legendary German duo Cosmic Gate is going to be at Sunbar. Another name where I've seen them on festival lineups and you go, wait, they're going to be at Sunbar? Yes, I know, absolutely incredible. And they bring a very different style than you're going to see from what you get here in Arizona or even in the US. They're going to be here on August 22nd, and it's going to be the middle of the summer, but that's one I know that you're going to want to go and dance and flow to. So check out Cosmic Gate August 22nd. And we have a like 2-day back-to-backer at Sunbar. August 28th, we have Flux Pavilion. And then the day after, August 29th, we have Bonnie and Clyde. So you could almost treat this like a 2-day festival if you wanted to, like a Sunbar Fest. Because Flux Pavilion, man, talk about a festival headliner. One of the biggest names in dubstep, and one of my absolute favorite artists. You know, last time he was at Maya, he absolutely tore it down. Every time he comes to Arizona, he brings the best sets. And so if there's one name of all the names that I've listed that if you're just thinking about dubstep or want to try something new, check out Flux Pavilion, because his music is top tier, S-tier dubstep. Bonnie and Clyde, like the romantic husband-wife, you know, duo that they are, I absolutely love their vibe. Last time they were at Sunbar, they were literally throwing roses into the crowd, and it's such a cool thing to see, you know, couple duos. We have a few here in Arizona, like the House Gremlins, that are just there's something about that like couple vibe where it comes out in their music, it comes out in their songs, and you know, Bonnie sings live. Like she picks up the mic, she gets up on stage, and she literally, you know, sings her sets live. So check it out, Bonnie and Clyde, and you know, make it a 2-day festival weekend. Flux Pavilion day 1, Bonnie and Clyde day 2. You know, don't miss out on those names on the Sunbar lineup. There's a couple shows coming up at Maya, and this will be the perfect opportunity for anybody who's looking to get out and, you know, see this venue, try a pool party, check out the Scottsdale nightlife. There's Blondish coming up on July 26th. Definitely worth checking out in the near future. You know, it's going to be a hot summer, and no better way to cool off than hanging out in the pool. August 16th, Cream, K-R-E-A-M, Cream is going to be at Maya as well, and I haven't seen them yet, but I'm super excited to check out this show. And it's one of those spots too where you can go down early downtown Scottsdale and get something to eat and take in the vibe and go hit up Maya. And August 16th, check out Cream at Maya Day Club. Tate B at Rawhide is like a little mini festival. I love when they bring these headliners to the big stages at Rawhide, because you know they're going to include the pyro, they're going to include the CO2 cannons, they're going to include fireworks, and Tate B's music is deserving of all of that. It is so good, it is so deep and immersive, and his sets are usually so diverse and insanely, you know, well put together, that adding all of those extra layers of, you know, entertainment to it just make it this immersive experience that is not to be missed. So definitely check out Tate B, August 29th at Rawhide, and use code RDYVIP at checkout. I'll make you a candy bracelet with RDYVIP on it, and you can join the tribe and be part of our big group photo. Now let's talk about the things I know everybody is hyped up about. Festival season here in Arizona. And the next one on my list of festivals to catch is Gold Rush at the Rawhide Event Center. And last year was the first year that they opened it up to the Wild West town, and I expect them to do the same again, because this lineup is fire. Every single one of these names are just hit after hit after hit. I mean, I couldn't believe that we got Grizz on the lineup even after he was just here for Decadence last year. That is the one name I know you and everybody else to go buy a ticket for as soon as it drops. But if you choose to get that Gold Rush ticket, make sure you use code RDYVIP at checkout, because I'm going to be there, and everybody who uses my code, send me some kind of proof that you use code RDYVIP, and I will personally make you a RDYVIP candy, and you can be a card-carrying member of the VIP club too. So use code RDYVIP at checkout when you go to Gold Rush, and come and hang out, and let's see Alesso, let's see Grizz, Martin Garrix. This lineup is just absolutely stacked. And like seeing Deadmau5 on the lineup, Alley Cat, and Boogie T, like so many of my favorite artists that are, you know, really just quintessent of the bass and the dubstep and the, you know, EDM scene overall. And the one name that I was calling out when they said, who's on your wish list? I asked for Alley Cat, and so seeing her hit the lineup was a dream come true, and I'm just so excited for Gold Rush. We're gonna have a whole crew dressed to the nines. I know that if you are ready to take pictures, you know, come hang out with us. We're gonna do another photo shoot just like we did for Coconino Campout and all those pictures I showed you before. Come and be part of the crew. Use the code, get a bracelet, and I will just be so excited to share the vibes with you at Gold Rush. And September 11th, September 12th, Gold Rush 2-day festival right here in Arizona. Get your tickets now. Next up on my festival lineup is Hex Fest, and I am overjoyed that this lineup has Subtronics and Enzo and Excision and AT-Aliens all headlining it, and so even some of my other favorites. Getting to see Dennett this year at Denny's was insane, and him being on the lineup was cherry on top. That Riot 10 back-to-back, there's so many good artists that are going to be coming to Hex, and it's a great way to experience Halloween. If you've never gone to a festival when there's been, you know, an event going on like Halloween, People are going to be dressed to the nines, all of the cool costumes. It's a great place if you're trying to take pictures either of yourself or other people. You just want to like capture what the spirit and like whimsy of the, you know, kind of wild raves that we have here. Definitely check out HexFest. Come in costume. Use code RDYVIP at checkout. Get yourself a candy bracelet. I will bring it to you personally and be part of the tribe. We're going to take a massive group photo, and Hex is just going to be insane off the chain. I cannot wait for Halloween. I know I'm going to be dressed in full costume. Definitely catch me out there in my Gengar mask. We end the year out with Decadence. This is the one festival since I have started going to festivals I never miss. I can't imagine missing Decadence for any other festival. People have asked me to go to a number of different things, and New Year's Eve, I'm busy, folks. I'm sorry, because at the Raceway, having this huge festival scene where there is multiple stages, multiple main stages, big, huge stages, you know, a whole, 10,000 plus people sometimes at a stage, in rapture at like the best music the EDM scene has to offer. And every single year they have a fire lineup. Last year we got Grizz. You know, I can't say enough good things about Decadence. We go in costume every year like it's Halloween as well, because why not do it up, bring in the new year the best way possible with all the fireworks, all the people, and all the best vibes. So definitely check out Decadence. And when you're ready to get tickets, make sure to use code RDYVIP at checkout. Get that RDYVIP bracelet. I want to end this episode with some shout outs, because there have been so many incredible people who have rallied around RDYVIP and included us, and so I want to talk about some of them on my way out here. First and foremost, shout out Buddy SOS by my friend Kingbird Solutions. His app is helping people find each other even when there's low signal or no signal at all. You use your phone and you can create a map and show you and your friends and where you're at, and then if you're in trouble, somebody else is, or you just need to find each other, you hit that SOS button and it brings everybody together. And for anybody who is like a promoter or a vendor, these are great ways to rally people to you. You can do a promo where everybody who downloads the app, and it can participate in like the sudden challenge that you have, and then you hit SOS, and no matter where they're at in the festival, they know, hey, the thing at so-and-so's booth is going down right now, and they can come and meet you and check out what you have going on, and you can rally the whole crowd all at once. So it's such a cool tool, and it's great for festivals, for all of us that, you know, go to these things and know how horrible the cell signal is, even with all the repeaters and relays and stuff. So check out Buddy SOS. Also, shout out to Lumineers. You know, Max has been so generous with giving headsets to us here so that we can, one, protect our hearing, because that crystal quartz filter, little story time, you know, I got 2 sets, and I immediately gave it to 2 of the on-screen models, Marianne and Claire, because I know I'm going to be taking a lot of footage of them, and I want to be able to capture, you know, their earplugs in all of these pictures. But I didn't get some for myself, so I'm still using the rubber ones with the little mesh, and, you know, they're nice or whatever. They were certainly doing the job. But then Max, you know, re-upped, and he sent us some more before we went to Coconino, and so the whole crew got to wear earplugs, and I got to take one for myself for the first time. And other than the original like video that I filmed where I was unboxing them, I hadn't worn them yet, and I hadn't worn them at a festival. And it was day and night. Like, I can't imagine going to a festival without them. And as a veteran who already has tinnitus, and I already struggle from plenty of hearing loss being in the music scene for 20 plus years, I cannot describe how comforting it was to wake up the next day after standing in front of the stacks, you know, hanging onto the rail, knowing that almost every time my tinnitus is worse the day after, and it not being that bad. Like, I honestly was just like, the day and night difference between what Lumineers were providing and what I was getting before, it's not even close. And they're cool because they light up. I don't know how many times people came up to us at Coconino and were like, tell me about your earplugs. And so I'm just so excited to you know, wear them some more, share that hype, and you can use code RDYVIP at checkout to get a discount. And then I'm going to interview him in the near future, and we're going to have a special discount code that, you know, is for anybody who watches the episode. So stay tuned in for that, and definitely check out Lumineers. I also want to give a shout out to the RDYVIP tribe. We have had such an incredible group of people rally around us and want to be involved, you know, being part of the costuming and wearing outfits to shows, so that we're not just, you know, taking video of what's going on, but sharing the community and the culture that is, you know, really a revolution happening right now in Arizona at our shows. And, you know, that is invaluable to me. I can't thank you guys enough for being part of what we do, being in a lot of ways the face of our brand. And, you know, we encourage and invite anybody else that, you know, that wants to get involved, to be involved with RDYVIP. You know, I see every time you guys share and like and reshare and post it on your stories. And I'm a real person just like you. I'm just a guy. I don't, you know, pay for any of this. I just like to participate with our community and give back. And so every time I see your support and you're giving back, it means the world to me. And to all of us here at the RDYVIP Drive, who put so much work into sharing our lens and our community and what we have going on. I also want to give a shout out to some of the promotion teams. Shout out to Night Shift and Vibrations, you know, for putting me on as the first, you know, opportunity for me to be a promoter. They have a show coming up, Neon Night, at the Drop, and definitely check them out. They're huge parts of this community. They have a lot of great people that are part of the Night Shift team, and the Drop is one of my favorite venues around here that just really brings the community together. So shout out to Night Shift, shout out to the Drop. Both of them are just absolutely incredible organizations, and so, you know, proud to be working with them. Speaking of promoters, shout out to Daycare Sessions and that team. You know, DJ Lucid J and Bree from House Gremlins, you know, they put us on and plugged us into that network. And it's been great to, you know, meet other promoters and be part of the team and see what different groups are doing. And so I really like being part of these teams because it means that we can bring more discounts and more tickets and more exposure to you as you're, you know, tuning into RDYVIP. And so, you know, whether it's in my story or in my posts or just me resharing the content, you're going to see a lot of promotion stuff. But I promise you, it's just to help give back to both the community of people who are putting it together and the community of people who are getting the tickets and meeting us and bringing all the incredible vibes to the shows and festivals here in Arizona. I also want to give a personal shout out to Claire Ferry. you know, she's the other half of Ready VIP, and in a lot of ways, you know, she has so much artistic control over the outfits and the experience of it that I couldn't do it without her. She really is, you know, my other half. And so shout out to Claire for all the incredible support that, you know, she puts behind Ready VIP and behind me, because we're a partnership and a team, and I couldn't do it without her. Something you can do to be part of our team, even from a distance, is, you know, go to my Instagram and comment and like and reshare and be part of the conversation that's going on, because that's really where it's all happening. You know, we're branching out into other areas, into other platforms. Right now, our community is right there on Instagram, so you can check it out, RDY_VIP, and, you know, come be part of the tribe, come be part of what we're doing. Check out all the previous episodes. You know, I just interviewed M14 at the drop, and, you know, that was a fun in-person interview where we covered, you know, him DJing System Overload right after having, you know, brain surgery and having a PICC line in his arm. And there's so many more incredible stories just like that on Ready VIP, where it's not just us talking about the music or, you know, getting into why we like what we do, but there's just so many incredible people in our community with great stories that are worth hearing. And so check them out, and there's not a miss on any of the episodes. We do get better, so the quality, it gets better every episode, and I look forward to continuing to increase that quality and the content that you get as we continue to grow and expand through joining the team with Relentless Beats. I've already been doing media for them for a while. You've probably already seen a lot of the videos on my page are in some way sponsored by Relentless Beats or the other promotion companies that have been supporting us, because they put us on. You know, it started with Decadence and us going and costume and taking lots of footage, and the more we go, the better we get at it. And so I expect that you're just going to keep getting better and better and better content from us here at Ready VIP. So thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for everything you do. And until the next time, until our next episode, I only have one thing for you, and I finally get to say our own tagline: stay ready, VIPs.